This is your family's first and most important line of defense against Mother Nature. When she strikes, make sure you call the people that I trust, my family and friends at Exterior Home Solutions.
Good Saturday morning from Little Caesars Arena. He's Grant Ramey. I'm Rob Lewis. This is the Exterior Home Solutions Fast Break. And Grant, it's another Elite Eight edition.
Second annual, is that right?
Second.
Was there a fast break 14 years ago?
Once every 14 years.
Hey, you know what? Find a way to win a basketball game. If you go on an 18-0 run, that's great. If Creighton gets back within 3 and you find a way to handle your business the final 5 minutes, that's great too. For this team to hit shots the way it did, to get contributors across the board, it wasn't just Dalton, it wasn't just Zakai, it was Josiah, it was Tobe Awaka giving them big minutes, it was Jordan Gainey playing good defense. It was a very big-time effort from a lot of different guys in the biggest game of the season.
Yeah, I mean, you can go on and on. You knew Dalton was going to have to produce. Right. I mean, that's a given. If Tennessee was going to win, you knew Zakai was going to have to be really good. And then, I mean, Josiah has not scored double digits, Grant, since 4 weeks ago at Alabama. Is the last time he's been in double digits, and he comes through with 17 points in the biggest game of his life.
And he was on like 5, 6, 7
shots. He took 6 shots, 4 of 6.
Like
he was 4 of 6. He had 3 threes. He was perfect 6 of 6 at the line.
And you're shorthanded without Santi.
Mm-hmm.
You got to have somebody that can step up and do that. And for 40 minutes against Texas, nobody could hit a shot. And for Joe to hit 2 early, for Zakai to hit 1, it felt like that helped him settle in. But just a lot of different guys hitting shots. Yeah, Dalton had to take over a little bit, and Dalton can do that, and you got to have him do that in your biggest game of the season to date. But you got to have that Tobe Awaka and 1 in the final 2 minutes. You got to have, different stuff from different guys. Jordan Gainey diving out of bounds to get an extra possession. Cam Carr, of all people, hitting a corner 3. The constant green light Cam Carr. It was just a lot of different guys.
And they had, and again, like you just said, it was a lot of different guys. They had to have it. I thought that I mentioned Josiah, and you mentioned Tobe, but he played 21 minutes, only scored 5 points. Had the biggest plus minus on the team. He was plus 13, and I'm not here to pick on Jonas, but he didn't have it tonight.
Right.
Tough night for Jonas. I mean, 2 of 8 from the floor. We hadn't seen him kind of fall in love with that mid-range jumper, but Creighton, I think, baited him into a couple of those, and he just wasn't effective. And so Tobe was huge. Not only on Creighton's big, you mentioned that was maybe the biggest play of the game, the pick and roll from him and Zakai there. But I thought he was tremendous. And Grant, I know Xavier's not a havoc-wreaking pressure defense, but Tennessee just played a Sweet 16 game and had 4 turnovers.
And 2 of them were in the first.
And one of them was an illegal
out,
screen. It wasn't even like wasn't even like a mishandle. I mean, one of them was an offensive foul.
And Creighton doesn't force a bunch of turnovers, but you still have to take care of the ball yourself in those games, in those big-time minutes where the lead's shrinking and you need a bucket and you're trying not to give away a 16-point lead in the final 14 minutes or whatever it was, and you know what Tennessee's Sweet 16 history is. So for them to make the plays and just do what you got to do to get to the next round, get to Sunday, and get to a Purdue team that you've seen already, and you saw them in Hawaii in November, and Fletcher Lawyer scored 27 or whatever it was, and Edey had a double-double, and you still only got beat by 4. So it's a little bit of a different feel now that you get back to this team that you've got a lot of history with, and now you need to try to make some more history.
Exactly. What is it, 6 years ago or 5 years ago in Louisville?
It was 5 years ago in Louisville. It was in the Bahamas, that Lamonte Turner shot from the corner.
This is a million years ago, but Purdue beat Tennessee in the Virgin Islands tournament, like in 2007.
It was Purdue's president in Hawaii calling him a
I forgot about
wrestling match or whatever it was. So I don't know how these teams keep following each other.
He doesn't want any part of Don D on Twitter.
Right.
I can promise you that.
I don't know how they keep following each other around, but the next one's going to be a big one.
It is odd. Grant, a lot going on tonight. We're going to have a lot of coverage, but I think Tennessee fans, like hardcore Tennessee fans, they'll never forget the 18-0 run.
No.
In the second half. That's going down as a March Madness legend in Tennessee.
So many big shots, so many different guys. It wasn't Dalton scoring 15. It was, I think, Dalton 6. I think Joe had 5. I think Jemai Meshach had 4, including 1 big offensive rebound and the putback.
And how about Shaq? 8 rebounds tonight. Big time. And 5 offensive.
And just the fact that they answered the next punch, like Creighton.
Yep.
Creighton had a heck of an answer out of that timeout. I think they hit 6 of their next 7 shots. They had a 9-0 run on their own, and they got it back to 3, and Tennessee found a way to hit shots and handle its business.
Just a big time basketball game. It lived up to the moment. Sweet 16. You expect it to be tough, and it was.
It was high level. It was not a slugfest. It was back and forth, hitting shots. It was a big time basketball.
2 very well coached basketball teams that executed, and Tennessee, they deserved this. And Grant, I don't. This is a subjective take. I don't know how you feel. I don't care what happens on Sunday. This has been a great season for Tennessee.
This is where they needed to get to
Yep.
to live up to expectations, and now if you're going to surpass them, find a way to beat Purdue and do the unthinkable and play a third week of the NCAA.
That would be magical. After tonight, Tennessee. I mean, they have met or exceeded all expectations in this SEC regular
Fans
season
have been
champion.
waiting so long to get back to just give them another shot in that Elite Eight. After that, the way the Michigan State one ended 14 years ago,
Yep.
so to get back, it's huge.
It's huge. It's special. It was a special night. Lots of anticipation for Sunday. We're going to have tons of coverage tonight. Tomorrow we'll be back in the arena for interviews on Tennessee's practice. He's Grant Ramey. I'm Rob Lewis. This has been the Exterior Home Solutions Fast Break.